right, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thursday. You made it to 10th period. Woohoo. Venus, your hair looks so cute. Um, Everyone else,
Thank you.
make sure to turn on your video so I can comment on how cute your hair looks. And let's go ahead and get started. Here's your do now for today. What's your favorite movie? Write that answer in the chat. And then second, how do you find restrictions in the denominator of a rational expression? 3 minutes on the clock. Oh my God, Liana, your hair looks so cute too.
What she said?
Karen, excellent film, have to say. Bring It On, also a great movie. Princess and the Frog, Space Jam, Coraline, these are all excellent movies. Where's the rest of our class today? They're missing out. We're gonna have some good times today. There they are. We should do a prank next time people come in late. Talking to my early birds.
What type of prank?
I don't know, Layla, but next time we'll plan it before everyone else gets here. That's what we'll do tomorrow.
Do you think we'll be back in school soon?
I would make $1 million if I knew the answer to that question. I don't.
Oh gosh, because this online school stuff honestly sucks, and like I just hate it. It's such a drag. I like being in school because I know that I can do things on time, but lately I've been procrastinating a lot. Like in my English class, I had to read a book. Like I had to read this like freaking German translated book. It was like 5 chapters. I BS that whole stuff. Let's just say that.
I hope soon, Karen. I also miss having you all here. Guess we're just all the virus's timeline. So hopefully it dies down and we can come back. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I know it sucks. I know it's hard. I get it. I feel for you. And just know that I want y'all to come back as much as you want to come back. And it's okay to complain about it sometimes. That's fine. But I will say I'm glad that we're doing it live now because I do like interacting with you. I didn't like it before when I would just post videos and I didn't get to see you all every day. That was kind of sad and depressing. At least we get some sort of interaction now. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. How do you find restrictions in the denominator? How do you find restrictions in the denominator? What do you have for me, Venus?
Do you set it to 0?
Yeah, what do you set to 0 specifically?
The Y and the Z, I think.
You basically set everything that you canceled out equal to 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so anything you cancel out of the denominator, set it equal to 0, and that's all for x.
Okay.
Yeah, good. All right, let's go ahead and do good things. Today's good things will come from, let's see, Branson, Karen, and Q. All right, Branson, you're up.
I don't know.
I know what
I really don't know.
You don't have any good
Huh?
You don't have any good
You
things?
said what?
I said my good thing for you is that your usual friend or sibling that's in the background is quiet today.
I'm dead.
I mean, he right here.
He's right here, but he's quiet today. Hi, nice to meet you.
But I don't have a good thing. I don't know. I'm getting a haircut today.
Yes. Awesome. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. All right, Karen, what's your good thing?
I get to leave school early tomorrow, so I probably won't be in this class. Not a good thing. I gotta go to the BMV.
You're gonna leave us on Friday on the favorite day of
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
so sad. It's okay. I mean, we were gonna plan a pizza party, but it's fine. You don't have to come.
Girl, pizza party where? Are you gonna mail the pizza to us?
That's a great idea. I should do that. Maybe we should do that as our last virtual celebration. Not a bad idea, Karen. All right, cool. Q, what's your good thing?
It's almost Friday.
It's almost Friday, and you know what Friday means? It's Pizza Friday. Woo, woo, woo. All right. I thank you for entertaining me, even if you don't mean to. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, why is this not working? Okay, it's fine. We're fine. My good thing is that my friend made me dinner yesterday, and she made lentil tacos and a coconut cake, and it was really good. I had a really good dinner last night. I was very happy. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I need questions about 7.3 part 2. That assignment is due tonight, so are there any questions about that? Any questions about that? Okay. I also uploaded your grades on Skyward. If you see there was an issue, please send me an email, or if you ended up submitting an assignment late, you need to make sure that you notify me, because if you don't notify me, then I don't know to go back and check it. So if you send something or turn in something late, please just email me and let me know. And then Venus, I saw your email today. I have not fixed it, but I will check that. So I just have not had a chance to do that yet. Any questions about grades? Okay, let's get to it then. So today we're talking about dividing rational numbers. So there's a new set of notes that you should have printed out today for dividing rational expressions. The good news is that it's exactly the same as multiplying, except for one extra step. So that's the good news. So dividing rational expressions. To divide rational expressions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So reciprocal is just a fancy math term for flipping a fraction. When you divide fractions, I always think about keep, change, flip. So that's how I remember the method to divide fractions. I do keep, change, and flip. Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. All right, so let's go ahead to example 1. Find the quotient. Quotient means divide. So find the quotient for 7x over 2x minus 10 divided by x squared minus 6x over x squared minus 11x plus 30. Okay, so just like with multiplying fractions, the first step before you do anything is you want to make sure that everything is as factored as it can be. So let's look at 7x over 2x minus 10. 7x is just one term by itself, so you can't factor it any further. I'm going to call on someone for the next question. How can I factor 2x minus 10? How can I factor 2x minus 10? What do you think, Liana?
I don't know.
Is there a GCF? Is there a number that goes into both 2x and into 10?
2.
2. So we can take out a 2. And then Liana, can you tell me what would be in the parentheses? What would stay in the parentheses after we take out a 2?
The X
Uh-huh,
and the 10.
well, what happens if you do 10 divided by 2?
5.
So 2 parentheses x minus 5. Good. All right, now let's bop over to the second fraction. We've got x squared minus 6x over x squared minus 11x plus 30. How can I factor the numerator? How can I factor x squared minus 6x? What do you think, Branson? Branson, how would I factor x squared minus 6x?
Yeah.
You said what?
Why am I screen black?
I factor
Damn.
x squared minus 6x.
The square, do the square root, right?
We can't do the square root because 6 is not a perfect square.
Difference of square. Well, you said what?
You can't do that because 6 is not a perfect square.
Oh.
But is there
So what'd you do? Well, you said what?
no, you go ahead.
What'd you do? The magic X or no?
You can't do the magic x because that's
Y'all should
what do you call it? That has to have 3 terms. But
3. Oh, okay.
But is BCF?
So is it already factored?
Maybe.
Is there a variable or a number that goes into x squared and into 6x?
You retarded. Are you serious?
Yeah. She muted me. What is this?
Focus. All right, we're gonna come back to Branson. I spoke too soon when I said that his little buddy was calm today. Not the case, not the case. All right, let's go to Layla. Layla, can you help me factor out x squared minus 6x?
What'd you say?
Can you help me factor out x squared minus 6x?
You said x squared minus 6.
6x, yeah. How do I factor that?
Do you
Is there a GCF?
bring it down? I don't know.
Is there anything that goes into x squared and into 6x? What do both of them have in common? Do you see how they both have an x?
Yeah.
So you can take out the x, so what would be left in the parentheses? What's x squared divided by x?
I don't know. I'm stuck.
So you're just factoring out an x, Layla. So you take out an x. So if you had x squared and you take out an x, what's left?
The square?
Just an x, right? Because I had 2 x's. I took out 1, so now I just have 1. And then if I take out an x from the 6x, I'm just left with the 6. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, the last one, x squared minus 11x plus 30. How can I factor out x squared minus 11x plus 30? What do you think, Hannah?
You would do the magic X, and on your magic X, you would have 6 and 5.
Yes, almost, but what sign are they going to have?
Ooh, I don't know. Negatives. They both gonna be negative.
Yeah, they're both going to be negative because a negative times a negative gives you a positive, a negative plus a negative gives you a negative. Good job, Hannah. So it's x minus 5 times x minus 6. Okay, so that's the hardest part, is just factoring everything out. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and divide. So to divide, you need to keep, change, flip. So you keep the first fraction as is. So 7x over 2 times x minus 5. Change the division to a multiplication. And then you've got x times x minus 6 over, oh, sorry, guys. Don't write that down. Let me get my white out. I was not even thinking. Ignore this part, ignore this part, ignore this part. We're doing some magic right now. All right, so you have to keep change the division sign to a multiplication sign, and then flip. So the x times x minus 6 has to go to the denominator. And the x minus 5 and x minus 6 goes to the numerator. Sorry about that. My brain went somewhere else today. All right, now it's just a standard multiplication problem. So you just multiply the tops together. So 7x times x minus 5 times x minus 6 over 2 times x minus 5 times x minus 6. Questions about that? All right.
Is that the answer? We don't have to like divide it or anything, multiply it, whatever.
No, that's not the answer. We still got some things to do.
Okay.
All right, what can I cancel out? What can I cancel out? What do you think, Hugh?
The x minus 5 and x minus 6.
And there's one other thing you can cancel out.
The x.
So you're left with 7 over 2, 7 over 2. All right, almost there, but you still have to figure out your restrictions. How can you figure out what your restrictions are? Sandra?
I don't know.
So you got to set everything that you canceled out equal to 0. So what am I going to set equal to 0?
X minus 5 equals 0.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
X minus x.
Anything else?
And the x.
Mm-hmm. So you set all three of them equal to 0 and then solve. So x minus 5, we're going to add 5 to both sides. So we get x is equal to 5. Then we're going to add 6 to both sides. So x is equal to 6. And then you've got the 0. But remember, you have to, this is already solved for, so you don't have to do anything. And then they're all, you have to put the slash through to say that you can't have it equal 5, you can't have it equal 6, and you can't have it equal to 0. And then your simplified expression is 7 over 2. Any questions about example 1? All right, go ahead and copy down example 2 if you haven't printed it out yet. So we have 11x over 3x minus 9 divided by x squared minus 5x over x squared minus 8x plus 15. All right, first step, we have to factor what we can. So 11x is already factored out because it's just one term. How can I factor out 3x minus 9? How can I factor 3x minus 9? What do you think, Venus?
Oh, I thought I would talk to myself. Hold on. Can you like take out the greatest common factor?
And what would be the GCF?
Hold on. I don't know.
What goes into 3x and into 9?
3.
So what would be left in the parentheses?
Ain't it gonna be x and 3?
Good job. All right, now let's do the second fraction. So we've got x squared minus 5x over x squared minus 8x plus 15. How can I factor x squared minus 5x? What do you think, Nancy?
You square root it?
You square, no, you can't square root it because 5 is not a perfect square. So if we can't square root it, the only other possibility is a GCF. Is there a GCF?
No.
Is there anything that goes into x squared and into 5x? What do they have in common?
A 1.
Not a 1. What's in x squared and an x and 5x, sorry? You see how they both have an x?
Yeah.
So that's your GCF. You can take out an x. So Nancy, what would be left in the parentheses if I take out an x?
And x minus 5.
Yeah, yep. X times x minus 5. All right, let's look at the second, the bottom one, x squared minus 8x plus 15. How can I factor out x squared minus 8x plus 15? What do you think, Karen?
You're gonna do the magic X.
And what goes at the top, what goes at the bottom?
Top is 15, bottom is -8. They're
Yes.
both gonna be negatives. And then give me a sec, 3 and 5
Yep.
is gonna be the thing.
5, good job. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and divide. So to divide, you need to keep, change, flip. So you're gonna keep the first fraction as is. So 11 over 3 times x minus 3. Change the division sign to a multiplication sign. And then flip. So it's x minus 3 times x minus 5 over x times x minus 5. And now we've got it so that it's a multiplication problem. So we're just going to multiply across. So it's 11 times x minus 3 times x minus 5 over 3 times x minus 3 times x minus 5.
I got a question.
Yes, Q.
Wouldn't it be 11x or do you take that x out?
It is 11x. Thank you. Q, I just had a brain fart again. Yes, it is 11x from the top. I forgot to copy that down. All right, what can get canceled out? What can get canceled out? What do you think, Ethan?
The x minus 3 and the x minus 5.
Anything else?
The 11x and the x between the bottom.
So you can't cancel out the 11. You can just cancel the x at the top and the x at the bottom.
Okay.
So you're left with 11 over 3, but you still need to find the restrictions. How can I find the restrictions? How can I find the restrictions? What do you think, Liana? How can I find the restrictions?
Doing the x equals 0, and then x minus 3 equals 0, and then x minus 5 equals 0.
Perfect. Yep. Good job. So x equals 0, just that's already solved for, so just put a does not equal sign, and that's good to go. X minus 3 is equal to 0, add 3 to both sides, so you get x is equal to 3. And then you can put a slash sign, so x does not equal 3. And then we're going to add 5 to both sides, so x does not equal 5. And those are your. Any questions on example 2? All right, when you're ready, you can go ahead and flip the page. The last example we'll do together is example 3. It's a little bit challenging, goes a little bit longer, but it's just an extra step. I'm confident that we'll get it. It'll be great. Anyone need more time on example 2 before we move on? All right, let's flip the page. Example 3, we've got 6x squared plus x minus 15 over 4x squared divided by 3x squared plus 5x. First step, you'll notice that this is not a fraction, so to make it a fraction, we're just going to put it over 1. All right, now we're going to go ahead and factor. So let's look at the first fraction, 6x squared plus x minus 15 over 4x squared. How can I factor 6x squared plus x minus 15? How can I factor 6x squared plus x minus 15? What do you think, Branson?
Ain't gonna do the magic X.
Yep, good job. So this one's a little bit different than the normal magic X because you'll notice that you have a number in front of the X squared. So for this, we're gonna have to do an extra step called bottoms up. You learned this in Algebra 1, but it's been a while for some of you, so we're gonna review it here. You're gonna send that 6 back next to the 15. So you're gonna rewrite this as just X squared, so the 6 disappears, plus X, but then the 6 is going to come back over here by being multiplied by the 15. So 6 times 15 is 90. So your new trinomial is x squared plus x minus 90. And now you can go ahead and do the math step. So negative 90 goes at the top, and then there's a 1 in front of that x, so 1 goes at the bottom. I'll take a volunteer for this one. So who can fill in the magic X for me? What numbers go on the side?
Is it 90 and 1?
90 and 1 won't add to give you 1.
Oh,
10 and 9.
9 is correct. Brianna, but if it's a negative, you want a positive and a negative factor. Can you tell me which one's going to be positive and which one's going to be negative?
The 10 positive.
And the 9 is negative.
Yeah.
So you're going to write x plus 10 and x minus 9. This is what 90% of you will make a mistake on. That's an exaggeration. I just made that statistic up. But a lot of students make this mistake is that they'll just stop over here. Do not stop over there. Do not be one of those students. You have to remember that you originally had a 6 in front of your x squared, so that didn't just go away. You have to bring it back by dividing both the 10 and the 9 by 6. So that's going to give you 10 over 6. You want to make sure you reduce that all the way. So 2 goes into both of those. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And the same with 9 over 6. You want to make sure that you reduce it. So 3 goes into both. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. You don't want to leave the fractions there, though. It looks kind of clunky, so this is where bottoms up comes in. You take the denominators and you slide them up in front of the x's. So it's going to be 3x plus 5 and 2x minus 3. That was the hardest part about this one, was factoring it. Most of your problems won't be this complicated in terms of factoring. But that's your final factorization. So instead of 6x squared plus x minus 15, we're going to do 3x plus 5 times 2x minus 3 over 4x squared. You can't factor 4x squared because it's already just one term by itself. Divided by, now we're going to go ahead and factor this fraction. So how can I factor 3x squared plus 5x? How can I factor 3x squared plus 5x? What do you think, Layla?
You can do x.
And then what's left in the parentheses?
Could it be 3?
Mm-hmm. Any x's left next to the 3?
I was gonna say 3x, the first parentheses.
So you're good for 3x, and then what happens if you take away the x from the 5x? What's left?
Just 5.
Just 5. Yep. So, yeah. So x parentheses 3x plus 5. All right, now we got to do the division. So you're going to keep, change, flip. So keep the first fraction, 3x plus 5 times 2x minus 3 over 4x squared, and then flip the second fraction. So it's 1 over x times 3x plus 5. All right, now we just multiply everything together. So multiply the numerator. So 3x plus 5 times 2x minus 3 times 1 over 4x squared times x times 3x plus 5. What can get canceled out? What can get canceled out? Hannah.
You can cancel out the 3x plus 5. You also can cancel out. Can you cancel? Nah, you can't cancel out nothing else.
Yeah, you're right. It's just the 3x plus 5. So you left with 2x minus 3 times 1. Anything multiplied by 1 is just itself, so you don't have to include it anymore. And then you've got 4x squared times x. So the 4 stays. X squared times x, anytime you have the same base, you add the exponent, so it becomes x to the third. So 2x minus 3 over 4x to the third. Don't forget your restrictions. So how can I find my restrictions for this problem? Q.
The restrictions is gonna be 3x plus 5, and you just plug it in,
Well, what does it have to equal?
equals to 0.
And then how would you solve for x? Q?
You're gonna subtract 5 both sides,
And then what?
and don't you divide by 3 for both sides?
Yep. You'll get x is equal to negative 5 over 3. But don't forget to put the do not equal sign. So 2x minus 3 over 4x cubed with a restriction at x equals negative 5 over 3. Okay, go ahead and finish copying that down. And if you haven't printed your notes, also copy down example number 4. We're going to be working in groups of 2 to 3 on example number 4. So in just a minute, I'll break you up into groups, and then you're going to work on example 4. I'll call you back at 2:35 to share your answers out loud with the class. So that gives you about 6 minutes to do the work. Should be enough time. I'll be popping into your groups just to check in and see how you're doing / answer any questions that you may have. Does anyone need more time to copy down example 4? Because you won't be able to see it once I put you into groups.
No, but I do got a question. How did you get, why are there not any other restrictions for that problem?
Because you only canceled out 3x plus 5.
Okay.
Yeah, whereas the other problems, we canceled out more things, so that's why we had more restrictions. But since we only canceled out 3x plus 5, that's the only restriction you have. Good question, Hannah. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and divide you guys up into groups. And then we're going to come back at 2:35.
Shit.
How are we doing? Any questions?
No, we're good. Actually, wait, what is the square root of 2? Just 1? Can I do that? Difference of squares. So I just have to factor in an x. Okay.
Two is not a perfect
For what it called? For a, well, you know, you gotta do the magic square on the little last one. Yeah. So can you use 2 times 4?
Yeah, is it going to be positive 2 and positive? What are the signs for those?
Negative. Both are gonna be negative.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause I was like, can you use that?
Quit playing. Cállate. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the phone with my cousin right now, and she won't shut up. And I told her to shut up.
Or at
¿Ya
least
viste?
a talk that she should contribute to your problem.
Girl, she's not even contributing to my problem.
I know. At least you should do something for math class.
So would you
No,
put
she's on Twitter right now.
So would you put the x square in it, in front of it?
No, you're just factoring out an x, right? Are you asking about x squared minus 2x?
No, cause you see.
Yeah.
Your mama knows,
That
y'all.
looks good. That looks good, Venus.
Okay.
I did. She really turned her whole thing around. She
Don't-
said,
Don't mama know.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Branson, what happened to your group member? Where'd your group member?
Nobody came in here.
Nobody came in?
Mm-mm.
Mute yourself.
Are you okay?
Huh?
I need to a different group or do
I'm okay.
you have any questions?
No.
So what time she giving us till? What time? Do you remember?
Okay,
I don't know, miss. Log what? What time we get up?
2:40.
Oh, she in here?
Yeah, she just got in here.
Oh. Okay. I haven't wrote down the problem yet. I'm getting there. 4x, right? Huh, 4x. I'll do 4x. 4x.
Over.
It's like 4x.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
you're on mute.
Sorry, I didn't realize. I said, you guys good? Any questions?
No.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'll take a volunteer. Does anyone want to share their final answer with the class, for example 4?
I got 4/5. I probably did it wrong though.
No, that's absolutely correct. So you got 4/5, and then did you get your restrictions yet?
I could sort of guess them.
Okay.
I got like x isn't equal to like +2 and +4
And you're missing 1
and 0.
and 0. Good. So here's the work for good job, Q and Hannah. Here's the work. Any questions about example 4 and how we got 4/5 and the restrictions? Hannah's furiously shaking her head no. Last minute questions. Okay, I'm gonna leave this up for another 30 seconds in case you're copying it down, and then we'll go over the homework for tonight. Anyone still need it? All right. Y'all made it. It's almost Friday. Woo woo. All right, I'm too excited. Here we go. Here's your homework for tonight. It's 7.3 part 2 that'll be due tonight, and then 7.3 part 3 will be due on Friday. Are there any questions? All right, I hope you beautiful people have a beautiful rest of the day. You're free to leave. If you have no questions, I'll stick around for a few minutes to answer anything that you may have.
Miss Bogwat,
What's up?
how do you think I could set up my life to get work done? Like, you think I need a planner? Like, what could I do to make me successful at home? Because I've been having troubles in all of my classes.